In this video, we'll be taking a look at two NBA games happening on April 21st, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Miami Heat versus Boston Celtics. The Eastern Conference playoffs kick off this Sunday with an exciting matchup between the 8th-seeded Miami Heat and the top-seeded Boston Celtics in Game 1 of their 7-game series. Miami secured their spot by defeating the Chicago Bulls in the second game of the play-in tournament with an impressive 112-91 victory, despite being only 1.5-point favorites. On the other hand, the Celtics entered this game as the number 1 seed after dominating the Eastern Conference with a stellar 64-18 record, finishing 14 games ahead in the East standings. These teams faced off 3 times during the regular season, with the Celtics emerging victorious in all 3 contests. The Heat will still be without key players like Jimmy Butler, Duncan Robinson, and Terry Rozier due to injuries, while the Celtics are mostly at full strength except for Luke Kornet, who remains sidelined. Losing Butler was a significant setback for the Heat, but it didn't hinder their strong performance against the Bulls, securing them a spot in the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Celtics have been one of the standout teams throughout the season, entering this series with momentum and a well-rested squad, having not played since last Sunday. In my view, the Celtics are poised to avoid an upset in this series, although if the Heat aim to cause trouble, it's likely to happen early on rather than later. Despite their injury woes, I anticipate that coach Erik Spoelstra will devise a solid game plan to keep the Heat competitive and within a reasonable point margin. The high spread reflects the Celtics' strength, but at some point, it becomes prudent to reconsider and reinvest at a higher line. Speaking of coach Spoelstra, it's important to emphasize his coaching prowess, which can be a game changer in the postseason. The Heat have a track record of success against the Celtics in recent playoff encounters, which underscores Spoelstra's impact. Additionally, Miami pushed Boston to a 7-game series back in 2022. Another factor favoring the Heat is their experience in high-stakes games leading up to the playoffs, including the play-in games and the intense final stretch of the regular season, where they fought hard for a postseason berth. In contrast, the Celtics took a more relaxed approach, resting key players in the closing games. All signs point towards a potential Celtics blowout in this series. They dominated the regular season, have home court advantage, enjoyed a week's rest, and face a Heat team dealing with injuries to Butler and Rozier. The Celtics have historically performed well against the Heat, winning all 3 matchups this season. However, the Heat have consistently put up a fight, covering the spread in 7 out of their last 10 games against the Celtics, making them a worthy contender. So the Miami Heat to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Playoff totals are often lower due to increased defensive intensity and fewer shooting fouls called, but this number seems to have dropped excessively. The Celtics possess the league's most efficient offense and should easily surpass the 100-point mark against a weakened Heat defense missing key players. Boston closed the regular season by going over the total in 4 of their last 5 games, with their healthy 8-man rotation ready for this matchup. Defensively, the Celtics play at a quick pace, forcing opponents into rush shots and capitalizing efficiently on offense. Miami's recent trend of going over in 3 of their last 4 games suggests they won't be able to slow down Boston's tempo, particularly on the road. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Dallas Mavericks versus Los Angeles Clippers. On Sunday, the Los Angeles Clippers will be hosting the Dallas Mavericks at Crypto.com Arena to kick off their series. The Clippers, seeded 4th, are set to face the Mavericks, who are the 5th seed, in what promises to be a highly competitive matchup. During the regular season, the Clippers held a 2-1 advantage over the Mavericks, winning 1 game on the road and another at home. Both teams are coming off losing streaks heading into the playoffs, so securing a win in the series opener would carry significant weight. Despite a busy schedule, this series stands out as a must-watch for basketball fans. The Dallas Mavericks enter the playoffs with strong momentum, having won 16 of their last 20 regular season games. They feel confident about their chances against the Clippers in what is anticipated to be an exciting showdown. Luka Doncic has been leading the charge for the Mavericks, averaging an impressive 34 points, 9.2 rebounds, rebounds, and 9.8 assists per game. Kyrie Irving contributed with an average of 26 points and 5.2 assists per game, while Tim Hardaway Jr. added 11 points per game during the regular season. As a team, the Mavericks averaged 118 points per game, shooting 48.1% from the field and 36.9% from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles Clippers had a rough end to their regular season, splitting their last 8 games and suffering a convincing defeat in their final game against the Rockets. Kawhi Leonard led the team with 24 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 3.6 assists per game. Paul George picked up steam late in the season, averaging 23 points and 3.5 assists per game, while James Harden contributed 17 points and 8.5 assists per game. The Clippers averaged 116 points per game, shooting 48.9% from the field and 38.1% from beyond the arc as a team. The Mavericks may face challenges with Tim Hardaway Jr. listed as questionable, while the Clippers are monitoring Kawhi Leonard's status, also questionable for the game. Leonard's potential absence would be a significant setback for the Clippers, particularly defensively against the dynamic Doncic-Irving duo. With Harden likely to play through injury, the Clippers could also miss another key scorer. Dallas's reliance on three-point shooting bodes well, especially on the road, against the Clippers, who have struggled defensively. Dallas is entering the postseason in red-hot form, winning and covering the spread in 7 of their last 10 games. They are viewed as a dangerous team and a popular choice for a deep playoff run. Conversely, the Clippers ended the regular season with 3 consecutive losses and face uncertainty with Leonard's availability. Considering health and recent performance, the Mavericks appear better positioned, making them a challenging opponent. Although the Clippers will have opportunities at home, Leonard's absence looms large. Before losing their final 2 regular season games, Dallas covered the spread in 7 of their previous 8 games. This trend is expected to resume as the playoffs commence. Therefore, the Dallas Mavericks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams possess high-scoring capabilities, with the Mavericks averaging 118 points per game overall and 117 on the road. In their last 3 encounters with the Clippers, Dallas averaged 114 points per game. They play at a fast tempo, averaging 103.3 possessions per game, facing a Clippers team that allows an average of 112 points per game at home. The Clippers, on the other hand, average 116 points per game and 115 at home, scoring 118 per game in their recent matchups against the Mavericks. They play at a slower pace, with 100.6 possessions per game, against a Mavericks defense that conceded 111 points per game in their last 3 meetings. Notably, the Clippers and Mavericks have seen the total points go under in 7 of their last 8 meetings. The Clippers are dealing with injuries to 2 of their top scorers, including Leonard, who is already ruled out. This raises questions about their offensive output. For Dallas, despite Doncic and Irving's prowess, the lack of playoff experience among supporting cast members could pose challenges. Historically, the under has prevailed in 7 of their last 8 meetings, including the last 3 for Dallas and 3 of the last 4 for the Clippers. Expect this trend to continue in Sunday's game, as both teams use the series opener to adjust to each other's strategies. Despite both teams' offensive strengths, this matchup is expected to be lower scoring than anticipated. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.